Hello. Alright, time for the video of part 2 of health, and this video is being done about 4 months after being on the Plexus that I said in the first video that I was going to be trying. And in the first video I was really trying to just be as transparent and raw and real as possible, and really trying to show all the challenges, health challenges I've been having. So that'd be amazing, like doom and gloomy and whatnot, but that was because it was like me finally showing what I hadn't even shown the last like 3 years, having to just deal with life in general. And I'm a very transparent type of person, and I don't know, I guess the older we get, the less we care of what people think. At least that's in my case, especially if you're ever in pain, you don't care what people think. And so I wanted to really do that video for myself also, so that I could look back and see if the products actually fix stuff. Because sometimes when you're getting healthier and things start to get better, you don't notice the change, or you forget how things used to be, and that's just in life in general. Sometimes people think their life's hard right then and there, and then later on something else happens and they think that's awful, and it's just, hopefully that makes sense. Like, there's always gonna be something, but I had specific things that were that I need to get fixed. That was one point of the video. But anyways, I have been on Plexus for about 4 months, and going over that video, I'm gonna go over points of the difference between then and now. I remember before starting the Plexus that I told God, if this doesn't work, I don't know what else I'm going to do. Because I was getting pretty desperate at that point. So far as like not giving up on myself, I'm getting healthier. And so not desperate and just willing to try anything, but just desperate and just giving up on life in general, and just like shutting down emotionally, which I can very easily do in INTJ. So yeah. But anyways, so one of the things in the video I shared was my really high fatigue from the adrenal fatigue, and probably from my spinal injury, the fatigue from that. The Plexus has really helped with that, and that now, before I would say, I would wake up, stay on the couch all day, Netflix and chill, and only have energy to like cook, my organic meals, and do my laundry, and that was it. Well, one of the things I noticed in taking the Plexus, I could first of all, I could go to bed and not being so much pain. It was a gradual thing that happened. It was like, I would like wake up and be like, oh, my ribs aren't hurting, or my neck's not hurting as much, because I would have to drink so much coffee to numb the pain in the morning just to help me get up and get ready for work. And I mean, when I say coffee, like just like 6 espressos a day was my normal. So so anyway, so I would have to drink all that coffee and everything to wake up. And then I started realizing that I would go to bed and actually sleep, and then I would wake up and not be in much pain. Before I had to get up, go to work, sit on the couch drinking coffee for the first like 3 hours, and then I had to be at work, the next hour, and I have to drive. It takes an hour to get to my work, so I would wake up at 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. I had to leave. That was 3 hours I had at home to be awake, cook food, drink coffee, like whatever, and I couldn't wake up any earlier than that because my body was so fatigued. So, that wasn't, really healthy either. And then I would go to work, get off at midnight, come home at 1 a.m., drive, because I had an hour to drive back home because I work in Huntsville. And, so, that there was no stopping that cycle unless I was able to have something help my body wake up earlier and to have me sleep better. So I wasn't going to bed in pain, keeping me up, and didn't wake up in pain, having to, take a pain pill or drink a lot of coffee to just get me through the day. And your bodies just sometimes just, they, take on more than really what they can handle, but it's because they have no choice. You have to get up and, make things happen if you want to survive. And so, you know, one thing I noticed with Plexus is that I could wake up and I was not in pain as much as I was before, to where, and I don't even know, I think it was like 2 weeks after taking it, I went down from like, you know, 6 espressos to just 2. And then I started buying decaf. And that may not seem like, you know, a big thing, like, oh, just, you know, is it really worth it, just get rid of the caffeine addiction? When your adrenals are tapped out, you know, you're not supposed to be drinking that much coffee anyways, because it makes your cortisol, you know, keep from lowering and stuff. That's why sometimes if you drink coffee at night, it keeps you up. It's not just the caffeine; it also affects your hormones. And so I noticed that, and then I noticed like the inflammation in my spine that had been there for the last 3 years. Like, you know, explained in the video that, you know, was horrible and felt like my spine was on fire. I noticed the inflammation started to go down. And I remember the first time it happened, you know, this was like gradually, you know, helping me. You know, it wasn't like I was like, you know, trying to, you know, do too much physical activity because I still have a spinal injury. But I remember I was shopping at Kroger and I started to feel inflammation in my spine, because literally just walking in the grocery store, my spine would flare up from inflammation that I had there from the torn tissue from the car wreck. And you know, adjustments help with that, but they can only do so much. And just for my body kind of being overworked and only having to start that 1 day a week to go grocery shopping if I want to get any food, because, you know, 3 hours is enough time to go grocery shopping in Huntsville and be it, you know, at work, you know, 30 minutes later. And so I always had to go grocery shopping on my off days, you know, which was a struggle because that's when I needed to recover. And going to the store was just like actually a toll on my body, even though I love food shopping. And I noticed that when that specific day I was overworked and went to the store and my spine started to get inflamed from just walking around, and on my way to work I went ahead and just drank some Plexus, and then it was like the pain subsided. And, you know, the more I researched it, it made sense, because sugar, you know, really affects inflammation, and the Plexus, the chromium, it balances your sugar. So it not only gives you energy, it also balances your sugar. And there's other ingredients in it, such as fruit extracts, that also help with inflammation. And it's not something that you can like go buy supplements of, and, you know, it would cost you more if you tried to buy all those supplements, and to actually have that quality of those supplements as well. It's just, you know, way worth it just having that slim packet with all of that packed in it that you can just take wherever, and it's totally worth it. And so I was like, that was one thing I noticed. And then I remember a couple, like 1 or 2 years ago, I tried to mop once at work, and my spine tore up so bad that I had to go to the doctor the next morning. I could barely move, just from mopping, you know, like a normal everyday thing. And, you know, I don't like to put limitations on myself, and I was tired of getting the floor dirty at work, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and mop this, you know, little area. That was a big mistake. So I had been scared to mop or do any other physical activity that involved possibly, you know, getting my, you know, inflating my spine even more. And I remember one day at work, you know, after being on the Plexus, you know, I could tell it was, you know, fixing things, you know, and making, you know, actually my body was taking really well to it. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and mop and see, you know, because I'm feeling okay, I'm going to see. And I had no pain after the mop. And, you know, those kind of pains I had in the past, they were so intense, it wasn't something easy to forget. It was like a trigger that if I even thought about mopping, my body would start to like shake or something. Like it was bad, to where my body had learned to like stop me from doing certain things, and anxiety would kick in because it was remembering that pain I had before, and it was like, well, you ain't gonna forget about this. Like, we're not having this happen again. And because that's just the way my body is. And so I noticed that. So that was a big victory. Like, you know, same with the coffin. That seemed like a big deal, but for my life, that was a big deal. And I had wanted to start a garden for so long after moving into my home, and, you know, finally have my own place. But I didn't have the energy, you know, to do gardening. Like, because, you know, I couldn't get up in the morning, and at night, you know, I had to get to bed as soon as I could, so, you know, I would at least get whatever sleep I could get. And then I noticed I had the energy to garden. And I mean like full garden. Like, I have a greenhouse, and I made flower beds, and, you know, I can pull weeds, and, you know, I water my plants at night, and, you know, replanting them and still, learning. This first time ever planting anything. And, now, I got, some stuff growing, so that's good. One day I woke up early enough, had 1 cup of coffee, took my Plexus Slim, took my, my bio cleanse, which I think is one of the main reasons why my inflammation went away so quickly. The bio cleanse is awesome. And then the probiotic as well. And I was just on those. They have tons of other products that I'm trying as well, but that's just like what you start out with to help the root cause of your gut issues and inflammation in your body, because so much stuff is connected to that. If you wonder why so many people seem to be crazy about Plexus or seems to fix everything under the sun, it's because it's fixing the root issues of stuff, which is usually in your gut, and also helping with the inflammation as well. So it's like if you get that fixed, it fixes like half of your problems anyways. In our society, everyone has so many issues and nothing is being fixed at the root cause. So sorry getting off, but I woke up and had the coffee, drank the Plexus, and I was like, I'm getting my appetite back. Before, because my body was shut down from pain, I did not eat anything till like 5 p.m. And it wasn't like I was a bad eater before or anything. It's because literally the pain would make it where my stomach didn't have an appetite. And I would not wake up, and my digestive system would not wake up after I had like a couple of cups of coffee every day. And so by that time I would be at work, and work was so busy, I didn't have time to take a break and eat. It's probably 5, 6 p.m. Sometimes I would go a whole day not eating anything at all just because work was so busy. And I couldn't eat before because anything, made me sick. And I was like, and I'm the type of person I used to eat every 2 hours. So that was also an adjustment after the car wreck I had to get used to with the fatigue and everything. And so that day I woke up and had appetite, and it was like 9 a.m. in the morning. I was just like, well, this is different. This must be because of the Plexus. So I went out to eat with my sister, and then we went shopping for stuff for our garden, and then we came back home and replanted some plants, and I was able to get ready for work and not feel fatigued like before. That would have like just worn me out. And I told her, I was like, most people would not understand like how today doing those small things is actually a victory for me. So that was another thing that I noticed with it, was that it helped me get back my appetite so I can eat healthier again, and actually eat, and give my body the nourishment that it needed as well, and not having to, it wasn't purposely trying to starve myself. It was just the way my body, my schedule was going to work. It was hard to eat, and so I was grateful for that. It also helps you put you in a better mood with your sugar balance, your hormones. It also, that affects your hormones as well. Something interesting I didn't even know was that some of your feel-good hormones are actually created in your gut. So when your gut is imbalanced, you may feel a little bit, sad, or not feeling so much like yourself, or feeling as happy as you would like to. And I did notice that my mood improved also. And I was like, that's pretty neat. I didn't know all that was in our gut. And a lot of people call it the second brain. And I have in the past taken probiotics. So it isn't like a situation, well, maybe you never tried probiotics. No. I knew that something was wrong with my gut. So I had been trying so many probiotics. And, I would buy yogurts, and I would get the Good Belly, and all organic, the high quality stuff. Eat foods like bananas that, feed probiotics, all that. Never really saw an actual change. I think it was just, enough to maybe help a little bit, but not enough to where I saw a difference. And so the Plexus products, they work in sync to get your gut fixed. And there's really no supplements that replace them. Because I have, looked through and tried them all. If you would like to be added to the testimony stage, because that's what helped me decide if it was for me or not, I can do that. All that will happen is if somebody posts a testimony, you'll get a notification so you can go and read what they wrote. And there were two testimonies specifically from that page that made me like, okay, yeah, I need to try this stuff. And one was showing supplements I was already on that were expensive, that were helping me just get through day to day. And the person had like a whole bunch of them because I couldn't afford all the ones I needed, and they had like a whole cabinet full, and all of them were replaced by Plexus. And then the other one was a picture of a guy that was fairly skinny, ate all organic like me, and did not gain any of his muscle that he was trying to gain, and showed this after picture of the muscle till after he had done the Plexus, which in the other video I mentioned like how I lost all my muscle. And I haven't got into going to the gym regularly yet, because I've only been on it for like 3 or 4 months. But I'm hoping that it will help me build up that muscle more. I'm still underweight, but in the meantime it has really helped with my fatigue to where I'm not exhausted at the thought of doing extra things like I was before. Like if my boss is like, do you want to work first shift? Before that would have been like a death sentence, and now I'm like, hey, like I can do that instead. Or I want to travel and train for my company. There's no way I can do that unless my body is in better shape, which with the Plexus I feel a lot better, like that's a possibility in the future. Just little goals like that to help me become just happy overall and reach financial independence better, and everything else that my health issues have taken from me is really nice to have now with the Plexus. And I'm saving money. I'm not drinking coffee all the time, not having to buy waste money on trying to figure out what formulas of pills to take to help with that. There's no price really to put on getting your life back once it's been taken from you. And in the sense, like so much more horrible things could have happened. I could have been paralyzed in a car wreck and stuff. But I mean, I was in really good healthy state before that car wreck, and so to have all that taken away was more detrimental than not being healthy and not working as hard as I had to get to that point with having chronic back pain. And so that's what made it more aggravating, was that I had already fixed all that stuff once before. Before the car wreck, I had health issues that had to be fixed. And after the car wreck, it was like all of them came back, but worse. I think that's about it in the first video. So far as like before and now, but just overall, if you're dealing with chronic pain or other mild issues and stuff, if you're dealing with big issues, health issues, that's worth looking into and investing in. I remember when I first started, you can sell it. I am an ambassador, and I'll probably put the link to my website. There's 3 different payment options. You can buy it just once, and that's the highest it costs. Or you can be a preferred customer where you order it every month, and that's cheaper. Or you can become an ambassador for just $35, and then you get all the products at the highest discount. The best thing to do is to if you're not sure if the preferred customer, you want to do it long term, I would sign up as an ambassador. Because the products, if your body has been dealing with issues, you didn't get like that overnight, so your body's not going to heal overnight. So if you're one of those people that just want a quick fix and rather just take pain pills the rest of your life, that's fine. That's your choice. That's not my choice. And I'm sure it's not everyone else's either. That's fine. But if you really want like the root causes of stuff to be fixed, so 10 years from now you're not having to deal with the same problem, instead of escalating as you're older and have more issues onto it, then it is worth investing in. And and getting. And I'm just, praying to God that He makes it, me like have a promotion at work soon, so that I don't have to like be so squeezed on my budget, because the products do add up if you're living paycheck to paycheck like I am. But if you sell it, it's probably not that big of a deal. But because of my job, it is hard for me to sell it on top of everything else. And I've only been on it like 3 or 4 months, and so I wanted to see how it worked as well. But even if you don't sell it, it's like you're getting your health back so that you can go out and do other things to make money if that's the same goal that you have, that I do. I just love doing what I want to do when I want to do it and not having to depend on anybody. I've always been like that. My whole entire goal being in school was being financially independent, so I didn't have to depend on anybody. And so, that was, emotionally hard to go through on then having to depend on people that, they don't want to depend on. But, that's just, part of life. That's, some part of life, you're independent, depend on somebody, that's just normal. Anyways. But I hope that, this helps you with your decision on, like, see, if you were thinking about taking it or whatnot, because you see, Plexus all over your newsfeed. That is why. And if you have any questions about your health that you want to ask, you can post in the comments or even private message me, and I can help you, with what products specifically help with that. If we do have one that does, I just recommend everyone do the gut one, unless they just have impeccable health and don't have any gut related issues. I don't even have any diagnosis of any gut issues besides the adrenal fatigue. I know that affects it, and so I don't know if it's our environment or food. All my friends that go to different countries, like, they eat bread and pasta all day long, and they lose weight, and they don't feel as sick. There's just crap in the food here. Like, even eating organic, there's still stuff that is just not, that our systems are, filtering out, trying to filter out, that are not good. Because it just doesn't make sense how my friends can go to other countries and eat the same foods that America has and not have the same bad side effects of joint pain and weight gain and headaches. So, it's got to tell you something. So, the Plexus helps with that, filtering out all that bad stuff as well. And they have all the ingredients on the website and explain, what they do, what they help with. But if you read the testimonies page, then it'll tell you specifically, you'll read personal stories of why or how it's helped with stuff. And so, if you have any questions or would like to share what health issues you have that you would like, to see improve, just comment and let me know, and I will find that stuff for you to see if there's anything it could help with. But basically, it really is a game changer, like people say it is. More than just, financially for selling it, is, something that helps you get your life back if you've tried everything and nothing has worked. And I told my friend the other day, I was like, I'm so glad Plexus works, because I really told God, like, this is it. This stuff better work, or I'm done. So I'm grateful that it did finally work, and I really just want to see other people that have been in the same positions that I was in, to get the help they need and to feel better and get healthier, because we all have families and jobs and other stuff going on, and it's better to improve your quality of life as you get older, I believe, because you gain wisdom and stuff. I don't believe in it being like, oh, you're getting older, so this and this is gonna happen. I think I'm probably gonna feel better at age 40 than I do right now, being 27, almost 28. From the health issues I've had in the past, I feel like I'm probably gonna be in my best shape at 40. So, but anyway, so I hope this video is encouraging, and yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed day.